Welcome back to Final Fantasy X.
After some discussion, I was asked to tell the joke because there's going to be a lot of running around in this area. So if everybody's ready... Is everybody ready?
Yep.
All right.
Fasten your seatbelts, folks.
All right, so Mully.
It's not going to be pretty.
Alright, tell me this joke.
All right, so Mulligan. There's this duck.
Okay.
All right? You have to suspend belief a little bit. I know it's going to sound weird when I start telling this story, okay?
Alright.
There's this duck, and one day he's walking down the street.
Alright.
It's lunchtime. He's on his lunch break. As he's walking, he's passing a lot of people as he's going down the street. The first people he noticed are these two old ladies sitting on a bench. And these ladies give him like this really weird look as he walks by, because they're like, what the hell, there's this duck walking down the street. And he kind of looks at them and he waves and goes, "Good morning!" And they kind of get this really shocked look on their face, like, what the hell's going on? And kind of cower, and he's very surprised that nobody said hey to him. So anyway, he's like, whatever. And he himself keeps on going. Next person he sees is this mailman who's delivering what appears to be packages to a building. And he goes, "Good morning, sir." And the guy kind of looks at him really weird, and then the duck makes a joke about how big his package is.
I won't go so easy on you next
Very
time.
big package you have there, sir. And the mailman's like, thanks. And then keeps doing what he's doing. And the duck kind of shrugs. Okay, whatever. He must not be in the mood for jokes today. So the duck keeps on walking. And as he's walking, the next guy he passes is a man with an umbrella. And the duck kind of looks at him and goes, "Hello, sir." And the guy kind of stops and looks at him like, "Here's this duck talking to me. What the hell?" He's like, "Why are you carrying that umbrella? It's such a beautiful day." And the guy kind of just looks at him and says, "Well, you never know when you might need it." The duck's like, "Well, that's pretty good logic." He goes, "Have a good day, sir." The duck keeps on walking. And the guy with the umbrella turns around and looks at him like, "What the hell are you doing? What the hell's going on?" Well, the duck keeps walking. So the duck keeps walking, and he gets to where he's going, which is his convenience store. And he turns at the convenience store, and the guy, when he walks in, there's a clerk at the counter. Young guy, probably in high school, probably a summer job. He looks around, doesn't see anybody else around except the clerk, so he walks up to the counter. The clerk's putting stuff away, and the duck kind of knocks, and the guy turns and looks at him, and he's super surprised that this duck's in there, and he's like, the clerk's like, "How can I help you?" And the duck's like, "Yes, I was wondering if you happen to carry any grapes." And the clerk's like, "What?" "Grapes, grapes." And the guy's like, "Grapes? What are grapes?" He's like, "Grape? Oh, grape. You mean grapes, like the food grapes?" He's like, "Yes, grapes." And the clerk thinks for a second and is like, "No, sir, we don't carry any fruit in here." And with that, the duck gets really sad, and the duck turns around, and he walks out the store.
I'll be right back.
The next day, the same duck starts walking down the same road. He passes those two same ladies who are on their lunch, and he kind of waves up and goes, "Good morning." And they actually talk to him this time. They kind of stare at him and are like, "Good morning." And he kind of nods and keeps on walking. And they kind of think second of it, but they really don't care at this point. He passes the mailman this time, again on his way down, and the mailman kind of gives him a look, not a strange look, just sees him coming by. Mailman kind of waves, and the duck goes, "Hello, good morning." And the duck then goes and decides to tell another package joke about, for some reason, his package seems smaller today. The ladies must not like that. So, after a few jokes with the mailman, he himself, I'm not really paying attention to the game, but he himself continues on. He passes the same man who's probably walking back from work, the guy with the umbrella. And he says hello to the guy with the umbrella, and the guy's not as weird about it this time. And he's like, the guy's like, "Well, good morning to you too, sir." They have a little chat, and then the duck keeps on walking. Well, the duck gets to where he's going. He's going to that same convenience store. And he walks in, and that same clerk is there. And the clerk
Let's give 'em all we
sees
got.
him come in and kind of looks at him because he's realized, why is he back again? And the duck walks up to the counter and knocks. And he knocks. And he goes, "Excuse me." And the clerk's like, "I was right here. You didn't have to knock." But the duck's like, "Yes, do you happen to carry any grapes?" And the clerk kind of looks at him like "You're joking, right? You just came and asked that." And the duck's like, "Yeah, grapes. I'm looking for grapes." And the guy's like, "No, we don't carry any grapes." The duck goes, "Oh," and he gets super sad. And he kind of shrugs his shoulders down. And he goes, "Whack!" And he walks out and he walks out. The next day, the same duck walks down the same road.
This
all right?
fucking joke's cancer. Straight damn
But
cancer.
he walks down the same road, and he passes those ladies, and he waves hello, and they talk for a little bit. And he passes the mailman, and before he can say something to the mailman makes a joke about his package and how he doesn't have any. And they both laugh. And he continues on down the road, and he sees the guy with the umbrella, and he talks to Morgan about how a great day it was. And then, so the duck continues on, and he heads to the same place he's been heading the whole time, which is that convenience store. And he turns left at that convenience store and walks in, and he looks around, and there's that same clerk. Poor guy, 3 days in a row. And guess what happens when you work a summer job? You have to work shitty hours. So anyway, the duck walks up to the counter and knocks again. And the clerk turns around and looks at him. He's like, this stupid duck is here again. And he kind of looks at him, and under his breath, he's like, yes, sir, how can I help you? And the duck's like, I came by yesterday and you didn't have it. Coming in again today. You didn't happen to get any grapes in, did you? And the clerk kind of rolls his eyes and then just stares him in the face and is like, no, we do not carry fruit here, sir. Try to be polite. You know, you have to be polite as a clerk. And with that, the duck gets sad again, just quack, shrugs his shoulders, and walks out. Okay? And the next day, Molly,
Oh god.
the same duck
It physically hurts.
is walking down the street. Okay?
Oh.
And he passes those ladies, he talks and has a longer conversation this time. It's probably like 5 minutes or so. They wish him a good day. He continues on. He goes to... keeps on walking, passes the mailman. Mailman actually dropped a package, and the duck was able to catch it. And the duck's like, haha, aren't you glad I could have my hands on your package to help you today?
God damn it.
Gives him the package back, keeps on walking. Passes the guy with the umbrella, and the guy has it up. And the duck asks him, why do you have the umbrella? He goes, oh, well, I've got sunburn yesterday, so I'm trying to keep the sun off of me. He goes, like, see, I knew that umbrella would come in handy. The duck's like, you know what, you're right, it was. And so they say their goodbyes, and the duck keeps on walking. So the duck gets to the same place he's been going the whole time. He looks to the left, he looks to the right, and he walks into that convenience store.
Mm-hmm.
All right? The duck, at that point, walks in, and he looks around, and he sees that clerk. Same guy, poor kid. You know why he has that shitty schedule? I bet he dates the manager's daughter. That's probably why he has the shitty schedule, to keep him away from the daughter. That's probably why he's in there the whole time. But anyway, so the duck sees him, and the clerk sees him, and the clerk is about to lose his mind. He's like, if this stupid duck asks me again about some damn grapes, I'm going to lose my mind.
I can really relate to this clerk guy.
So,
Both want to die?
Yeah.
so this duck walks up and knocks on the counter. He's like, and the clerk, just under his breath, is like, yes, sir, how can I help you? And the duck kind of looks around and goes, yes, I was wondering if you had any grapes. And the clerk loses his mind. The clerk goes, listen here, you stupid duck. You come in here every day and ask me for grapes, and I tell you I don't have them. If you want grapes, go across the street to Will's Market. He sells it. Leave me the fuck alone.
Hi.
Don't come back in here looking for grapes. And the duck looks super shocked. Like, I can't believe somebody would talk to me like this. But he gets scared, and he takes a couple steps back, and then he runs out the store because he's super scared. So, the next day, the same duck is walking down the same street. All right, it's starting to rain a little bit, and the duck's walking by, and those ladies are sitting under the cover on that bench, and they say hey to him. But he's not saying hello back. He's walking with a straight face. He seems upset about something. They're like, oh man, he must be really upset. I hope everything's okay. So he keeps on going. He passes the mailman, and there's something written here in Albed. Anyway.
Fiend.
Anyway, the mailman tries to joke with him about his package and look how many he has and how big it was, and the duck just ignores him. And the duck's kind of like, I don't really have time for this. So the mailman's like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, I'll leave you be. And the duck keeps on walking. He passes the guy with the umbrella, and at this point, it's starting to come down pretty hard, the rain. But it's not bothered the duck because he's a duck. His feathers are made, you're a science teacher, his feathers are made to repel the water so he can,
Oh, yeah.
you know how it works. But the guy has his umbrella up, and the guy's like, see, umbrella came in handy, and the duck just walks by and just ignores him. So the guy's like, there's something must be on the duck's mind. So the duck continues on, and he gets to where he's going, and he stops in the sidewalk. And the duck looks left at the convenience store. He looks right, and he looks over at Will's Market.
Hi.
And he turns left and goes into the convenience store. And when he walks in, The clerk sees him, and the clerk just stares him down, and the duck kind of cowers, and what the duck grabs a basket and starts going through the store to buy stuff. So the clerk still thinks it's a little weird that he's in there. But the duck's going through, and he spends like 10 minutes, and then the duck comes up with a basket full of supplies. And he has it on the table, puts it up on the counter, and is like, the duck's like, hey, I'm ready to check out. And at this point, the clerk's not really having it. He's a little cautious. But he's like, that's a little weird. But maybe he's learned his lesson. So the clerk goes over to help him and is like, did you find everything okay? And the duck's like, yeah, I found everything but one item. And the clerk's like, oh, he's okay because he's buying stuff. He's checking stuff and they're talking. He's like, well, what item did you not find? He goes, well, here's a couple. I have it on my list. And the clerk goes through his list and is like, well, what are you needing? And he's like, I'm looking for staples. Do you have any? And the guy's like, no, I don't think we do, but I can try to get some in. The duck's like, okay, thank you. He says, I'll come back tomorrow to see you have any. And the clerk's like, okay. And he's like, and as the guy's leaving, the clerk's like, hey, I'm sorry I yelled at you, but if you had asked me again for grapes, I was going to do something crazy like I don't know, staple or glue your bill shut, and I was going to lose it. He's like, no, it's okay. The duck's like, it's okay, I understand. I was being a jerk about it. So the duck leaves. The next day, the duck comes back on the same routine, passes all the people, not really talking to them. And when he gets to the convenience store, he goes in, he starts shopping again. And it's the same clerk there. Poor dude's working with 6 days in a row now. The boss must really hate him. Or maybe he got his daughter pregnant. I'm not sure. He's making him work all the time. We don't quite know. Yeah. But anyway, the duck goes through and he shops. And he comes up and he has more supplies, more of the same stuff. And the clerk's talking to him. The clerk's like, you bought the stuff yesterday. He's like, yeah, I'm working on a project for work. And it's causing me to use all this stuff, these supplies. And the duck's like, hey, I have a question for you. Did you happen to get that glue or staples in that I needed the other day? And the guy's kind of looking around. He's like, no, we didn't. At which point the duck kind of looks down at his list and sees that he needs that stuff and looks at the clerk and he kind of smiles. And the clerk's, what are you smiling about? And the duck looks at him and goes, I have one more question for you. The duck leans in real close and the guy looks at him and goes, what is it? And the duck goes, do you have any grapes?
God damn it. I held my shit in this long to hear this stupid fucking joke.
I hope everybody enjoyed that
swear
joke.
To God. I felt the years of my life go by.
And that'll be the end of this episode. So everybody take that and enjoy that, and we'll see you next time.
I'm so constipated.
All right, bye.
Next time.
Oh.